It's week 3. We got starts and sits to get you on with a W to week 4.
Perfect.
We are back. Welcome back to the Fourth and Flex Fantasy Football Podcast. I'm Bandy. That's Trey, and the time is forever now. Buddy, what is happening?
What's going on, man? What's going on? We had a good game last night, man. Aaron Rodgers all jacked up on Percocet doing his thing.
Percocet. Miley Percocet. You see that video?
Oh, yeah.
That's good stuff. That's good stuff. Yeah, Aaron Rodgers, he looked good, man. He looked like the old Aaron Rodgers. He was moving around. I mean, we were kind of worried about him coming in. Maybe he had a little tightness in the first couple weeks, but he was looking good last night.
Well, from what I heard, he was just trying to ease into it, and he would do a little bit extra this time and then go a little further the next time, and then now he's like wide open.
That ain't no lie. That ain't no lie. Hey, we got comments piling in. We got the muscle soothing ear stories flexing on us already. Gio, what does that say? Gio Martinez. He said, start. Let's get this thing going. Yes, sir. What's happening, baby? What's happening? We got a question already. Let's do it. I mean, why not? I sell WC says Gibbs or Charbonnet trade.
Oof. Man, that's a tough one. I'm gonna still go Gibbs here, man. I'm gonna go Gibbs.
I'll go Gibbs with you. Yo, man, Joe over on Twitch.
What's up?
That's our guy right there. What's up, buddy? Glad you're stopping in, baby. I love it. Oh, man, good stuff. Let's see. You got a question for us. And he was here, so we just give it to him real quick. My bench is Reed, Kirk, McLaurin, Deontay, Colby Parkinson. Do I drop anyone for Akers? He's also got Christian Kirk, I think.
Yeah, I'm okay with dropping McLaurin for Akers.
Yeah, McLaurin's looking rough, man. Looking droppable. I want to see Deontay with the red rifle throwing him the ball. See what
I just picked him up.
Did you? Okay. You leaning on the red rifle too. I love it, guys. I love it. Look, we do have some starts and sits for your week 3. We're going game by game. We're going to get you where you need to be. We're going to be answering starts and sits questions throughout the show, man. So if you put one in there, we're going to try to get everybody. Guys, but I know you love fantasy football because you're watching this show. So check out Underdog Fantasy, our friends over there, man. Use the code FLEXY, FLEXY. Help your boys out, man, and get you some of them over-under bets that they got going on over there. Baseball, basketball, anything you could think of, Underdog Fantasy has you covered. Use our code FLEXY. You're going to get up to $100 deposit match, man. And, I mean, who doesn't love Underdog Fantasy? All right.
No doubt.
All right, baby. This is how it works. This is how it works with our starts and sits. We're going to go game by game, okay? Again, I see your questions down there. We're going to get to them. But let's just get this thing jumping, Trey. Let's get it started right now with the Giants at the Browns.
Over-under for this game is 38.5 points. Vegas have the Browns picked to win by 6.5.
And?
Man,
That's a tough one.
I'm gonna give it to the Browns, even though I think this is, if the Giants win a game, this is the game that they win. But I'll take the Browns here.
Yeah, I'll go Browns too, baby. I'll ride with the Browns too.
Begrudgingly, or whatever that word is. Begrudgingly.
Yeah, begrudgingly with the Browns. Yeah, I like it. I like it. Yeah, it's not going to be a pretty game, right? I mean, it's going to be a little rough to watch.
Sometimes though, when two bad teams play against each other, it's actually a really enjoyable game.
Yeah, no, you're right. That does happen on more occasions than I'd like to admit. But let's get to some Giants starts in this game, man. And if you're in Superflex, I don't hate Daniel Jones, like in a deeper Superflex. I mean, people probably stashing quarterbacks in Superflex, so Daniel Jones might still be out there, but who knows? I would start him in the Superflex. Singletary in deeper leagues, I think, is worth a start, or in a pinch at a flex, maybe. Singletary did have a good game last week, but will it continue? Against the Browns D, it is possible. Malik Neighbors, I'm going to start him up. Wan'Dale Robinson is another one of those deeper league type starts, and I'll do it in a deeper type thing with Wan'Dale, Trey.
Yeah, I like it, man.
You do like it. You do. Get to some Brown starts. Deshaun Watson. I mean, would you rather start Daniel Jones or Deshaun Johnson? Deshaun Watson. Jeez.
I would rather start Deshaun Johnson, but yeah, I'll go Daniel Jones.
Let's go, baby. Let's go. Jerome Ford, I like as a start against this Giants, against the Giants line, against that defense. Deontay Foreman and Jerome Ford are splitting touches. Now, this is not a backfield that I really want to have a part of. But if I do, I'm keeping an eye on Deontay Foreman, because how many times have we seen Deontay Foreman come in and just have amazing games? I think he had a 3-touchdown game with the Panthers. I don't know if it was last year, but the year before that, it was insane. So just keep your eye out on Foreman. Amari Cooper, I think, has a decent game. I know you guys drafted Amari Cooper, and it's been rough, and it's been hard to watch, but I do think Amari has an all right game here. So I'd like to start him in this game. Jerry Jeudy, he's been doing all right, honestly.
Yeah, he's flexible.
Yeah, exactly. And probably in a deeper league flex, I would take that, Trey.
I mean, 10, 11 points, if that's what you need.
Right. Exactly. But that's all I got for the Browns, Trey.
I can dig it, man.
I can dig it too, guys. Let's see. Let's hit up our boy Yo Man Joe over on Twitch. He says, I'm 0-2 in my $50 league, but I have the most points scored against me, and I have the second most points scored in my league. Should I start making some changes or hold out one more week?
Hold out one more week, Yo Man Joe. The bad luck is over. You're getting a dub this week.
Okay, Yo Man Joe getting a dub. I like it. Yeah, man. Give it another week and we'll see what happens, because you can come back for that. Okay.
100%.
Absolutely. Hey, and earlier I had a question about dropping somebody for Akers. He says you wouldn't drop Parkinson for Akers?
Yeah, I'm fine with that as long as you have a solid tight end that you're not worried about injury and things like that. I'm happy with that.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think you said McLaurin earlier. I think I would hold on. I would drop Colby Parkinson and I'd hold on McLaurin. I mean, I don't think it's going to get better, but if it does, I would hate to be the guy that dropped him.
Sure.
Thank you for the questions, guys. We got one more right here. Bronson Hayos says, and he's a Saints fan. Okay, what's up, Saints? Got offered Devontae and Rashad White for Carr, Mason, and Waddle or Terry. Should I take it?
I'm keeping Carr, Mason, and Waddle.
Got offered Devontae and Rashad White for Carr, Mason, Waddle or Terry. So they're interchangeable there.
Yeah, I would keep Carr, Mason, and Waddle.
I think so too. I do like Devontae Rashad White, though. I do like that side of things. PPR, full PPR, I think I stick with that. I just like it. I like what I've seen. Hey, Yo Man Joe says, all right, I'll hold out. Thanks. Who should I start at the flex? Sutton, Shakir, Javonte, Deontay Johnson, or Alexander Mattinson?
Deontay Johnson, baby. Fire him up.
Okay. The Red Rifle's going to make him legit, huh?
The last time the Red Rifle played for the Panthers, he threw 325 yards. He has the most passing yards as a Panthers starting quarterback in the last 65 games.
Oh, my God. He's holding the record on him, huh?
Yeah.
Wow. Andy Dalton, man. I wish we would have got him. And we're in a deep 14-man super flex. So there's no quarterbacks out there. You got to be poking and hoping. We picked up Tyler Huntley just to see what happens. It may pan out for us, but we tried to get Andy Dalton. Didn't work out. Somebody outbid us, like crazy outbid us. They needed it more than us, I guess.
Yeah, the total fab in that league is $420, and the dude bid $205.
Yeah. 50%. Wow. He wanted that rifle bad. I mean, what happens if do you think they put Bryce Young back in at all?
No, not unless Andy Dalton just bombs.
Well, Andy Dalton's a backup for a reason. He does. I mean,
and look, his stats are actually pretty middle of the pack. You know, when you look at his average DVOA and things like that, it's fairly middle of the pack. Honestly, I understand why he's a backup, but his numbers, they're not terrible.
Okay. All right, Trey. I like it. Let's go ahead and keep this bad boy rolling. Let's get to the next game, Trey. We got the Eagles at the Saints.
Over-under for this game is 49.5 points. Vegas have the Saints picked to win by 2.5. And I'll take the Eagles by 1 point.
Ooh, the Eagles by 1. Oh, man. I don't know if I say this often, but I want the Eagles to win this game. I need the Saints to take an L in our division because we got the Broncos, and I feel like the Bucs and the Broncos, I mean, we'll find out who you think's got that one later. But, I'll take the Saints. because the Eagles they've not been playing very well.
I just don't think the Eagles start out 1-2. I think Nick Sirianni loses his job if they do, and I think he's going to be fighting for his job in this match.
There's always something questionable that after the game that they need to talk to Sirianni about, Trey.
No doubt, no doubt. But jumping into my Eagles starts, A.J. Brown is out. So Devonta Smith, you got to fire this dude up. You're starting Jalen Hurts. You're starting Saquon. Jahan Dotson, man, if you just have nobody else, he did get some targets last week, but it's nothing crazy. Yeah. Dallas Goedert, I think, is startable. And then Britain Covey had 6 targets last week. So it might be worth a shot.
Might be worth a shot in a deeper league. I like it, Trey. I like what you're doing there.
Jumping to my Saints starts, you're sitting in the car, you're starting Alvin Kamara, you're starting Rashid Shaheed, Chris Olave Garden. I think you fire him up, and I think Foster Moreau, you can fire him up this game. I think he has some solid points at the tight end position where points are far and few in between. Taysom Hill has a chest injury, so I would sit him.
Okay, yeah, Taysom Hill, he went to the hospital. Is he going to play?
He's questionable.
Okay.
It's Taysom Hill. That dude, he's made of mud.
Yeah, no doubt. I like it, man. I like what you're doing. Let's see here. Yo Man Joe says, finally, who am I starting at defense, Trey? Browns. Okay, we got the Browns against the Giants. Okay, and then we got the Bucks against the Broncos. And who are the Raiders playing? The Raiders against the Panthers. Ooh.
I like the Raiders against the Panthers. However, Andy Dalton, I feel like he's going to put up some yards on them boys. Give me the Bucks. I'll go the Bucks D.
Let's go. I've been riding the Bucks D for all season.
Yeah, you have.
It was coming out of my mouth. Wait.
Yeah, it was.
I was talking. I was speaking, and I felt it wrong the whole time, man.
You felt it wrong. I get it.
Let's move on to the next game, Trey. We've got the Texans at the Vikings.
Over under for this game is 46 points. Vegas have the Texans picked to win by 2, and I'm going to go with the Texans here. I think it's going to be a close, really good game, which is crazy because Sam Darnold's at the helm, but I'll take the Texans for the dub.
I'm going to go Texans too, man. They've looked dynamic. I think the Texans are a 2-0 team. I think the Vikings could easily be an 0-2 team if a ball bounces a different direction,
Sure.
But let's get to some Texans start up CJ Stroud. I know it hasn't been what we thought when we drafted him as a top 5 quarterback, but he's been decent. He's been able to get you on to the next level. I do have him somewhere, so trust me when I tell you, I feel you. Okay, start Cam Akers because he's the only running back that's left. Nico Collins, baby, you got to start him up, man. Them two have something, by the way. Like, Nico, did you see that catch the other night? It was amazing, bro. CJ Stroud and Nico Collins are a stack that I would love to have a bite out of, okay? Stephon Diggs is startable, but I'm sitting Tank Dell and I'm sitting Dalton Schultz in this game.
Yeah, man, Tank Dell is just too volatile. Sure, he might have a 2-touchdown game coming up, but when will that be?
Exactly. Let's get to some Vikings starts in super flex. I think you could start up old Sammy Darnold. Aaron Jones, I know he had a rough one, but I'm going to start him up. Justin Jefferson is looking like he's going to play. I'm sure Sam Darnold is thanking on his knees, thanking the Lord somewhere for that. Start up Justin Jefferson, of course, and that's all I got for the Vikings.
I like it.
All right, baby. All right. Guys, if you have any fantasy football questions, throw them down in the comments. We're going to get to them, help you guys out. Don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to follow Fourth and Flex no matter where you're watching us. It means a lot to us, and we appreciate the love and support that you people have thrown out there for us, man. We work hard in this fantasy football game, man. It's just nice to feel the love, Trey.
Yes, sir.
But let's move into the next game, Trey. A good one. We got the Broncos at the Buccaneers.
Over under for this game is 41 points. Vegas have the Buccaneers picked to win by 6.5. And I'll take the Buccaneers to win by 20.
Let's go. Baker Mayfield, top 10 quarterback against the Broncos. I like it. I'm taking the Bucs, of course, Trey.
Jumping to my Broncos starts, I have none. There's not a single person I want to start on this team against the Bucs defense.
Javonte Williams?
Not against the Bucs defense.
What about McLaughlin?
No, thank you.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, okay. Okay.
But jumping to my Buccaneers starts,
Let's
baby.
go, baby.
Fire up Baker Mayfield.
Mhm.
Fire up Rashad White.
Keep
Fire
going.
up Mike Evans.
Yeah.
Chris Godwin. And Bucky Irving, I think, has a solid week.
Okay.
Because I think the Bucs are going to be so much in the lead that Bucky Irving's going to get snaps.
I hope you're right, buddy. I hope you're right. I love what you're doing over there, Trey. I like what you're working with. Let's
I
go.
thought you might.
Let's get to the next game, baby. We got the Packers at the Titans this week.
Over-under for this game is 38 points. Vegas have the Titans picked to win by 2.5. But I don't think so. I'm taking the Packers here. This is kind of a revenge game for Malik if he ends up playing. If Jordan Love doesn't come back, I kind of be disappointed, honestly, if Jordan Love comes back because I want to see that revenge game, which, they come out in the interview and asked him about it, and he was like, oh, I have no ill will. They paid me great money, and I had a great time.
Yeah,
and I'm like, no, cause a scene.
Yeah, be pissed off, Malik Nate.
Start a riot.
I'll take the Packers, too, man. I'll take that in a revenge game if it has happened. But let's get to some Packers starts here. Jordan Love looking like he might play. What do you think, Trey? We start him up.
If he's in, I'm starting him.
Absolutely. Josh Jacobs is a start. Jaden Reed, I like as a start, but I'm sitting Watson. I'm sitting Romeo Doubs. Oof. What do you think?
Yeah, I like it.
Titan starts time. Tony Pollard. Calvin Ridley. Will Levis, I don't even want to, but I again have him in a deep 14-man super flex. So I'm starting him, but I wouldn't recommend that you start him out there in that world, Trey.
I agree.
We're flying through these games, Trey. Let's keep it rolling, baby, to the next game. We got the Bears at the Colts.
Over-under for this game is 43.5 points. Vegas have the Colts picked to win by 1.5, and I'll take the Bears.
Okay.
I think the Bears get the dubs here.
I'm going to roll with the Colts. I feel like there's a little more experience there. Caleb Williams just... I don't know, man. I don't want to say he's not it because he does a lot of good things that I've seen, but he just needs more time. I don't like when they thrust a quarterback just thrust him into the game as a starting quarterback. They put all that on his shoulders. I don't like it. It doesn't ever seem to work out good. Look at Baker Mayfield. He needed time. Actually, he took the Browns to the playoffs and first playoff win in a long time, but he needed time to really develop into that really good quarterback, and we just happen to have him now. So.
Sure. I just think that Caleb Williams, like you were saying, that they thrusted him in there, but he forced himself in there. He was like, I'm the biggest, baddest dude in town, and I'm going to come in. I want a piece of the pie, and I want all these things, and now he's taking licks for it. But yeah. I think he's going to push through this game and get the dub. Jumping to my Bears starts while we're here. Give me Caleb Williams in Superflex leagues. I like him as a start. DJ Moore, I think, is a decent start. I think DeAndre Swift is startable this week. Keenan Allen is out of this game, and I think Rome Odunze will get 8 to 10 points.
What do you think, man? Keenan Allen is looking like a dud, huh?
So far, but that's what Keenan Allen does, man. Keenan Allen, he's out for 6 games of the year, but then he might have, 10 great ones in a row. You didn't pay a lot for Keenan Allen, I don't think. I didn't in the league that I have him, and he's sitting on my bench chilling, waiting for the big time.
Yeah, at what point do we start panicking on Keenan Allen? Like week 6?
If they put him on IR, maybe I'm like, okay, if I don't have an IR spot, I'm dropping him. But yeah. I think the fact that they haven't put him on IR means that he's right there. He's just kind of battling. And I think it really depends on how the Bears play out. You know what I mean? I think Keenan Allen himself is like, until we're really good, I feel like I'm hurt.
Yeah, till then, man, my heel is really killing me.
We'll jump into my Colts starts. Anthony Richardson, you got to start up. Jonathan Taylor, you're starting up. Alec Pierce, you are firing this man up. Michael Pittman is questionable. If he plays, he'll get you 6 to 8 points. And Josh Downs is back.
Yeah, baby.
But don't start him yet.
Okay, I won't. I picked him up, though. I'm holding.
But don't start him yet.
I'm not going to start him. God. I love it, buddy. I love it, man. Let's get to the next game. We've got the Chargers at the Steelers. Trey.
Over-under for this game is 36 points. Vegas have the Steelers picked to win by 1.5.
Give me the Chargers.
I'll take the Steelers. I'm going Steelers. I said it earlier on TikTok. I'm riding with it. I'll take the Steelers.
Okay, Justin Fields taking over that spot, ain't he?
He's looking all right.
He is looking all right, especially for fantasy, man. Is that Mike Tomlin and that organization that's actually or is it the Bears that make everything they touch turn to dust.
I think it's the Bears, man.
Yikes. Let's get to some Chargers starts. J.K. Dobbins is a must start. Start Quentin Johnston, 2 touchdowns last week. I think he does good again this week. Lad McConkey, I want to start him up, but I'm sitting Joshua Palmer. You like it, right?
Yeah.
You do. Let's get to some Steelers starts. Justin Fields is looking like a horse I want to ride. Najee Harris, start him up. George Pickens, I like as a start. And Pat Freiermuth, start the Muth. What do you think?
The Muth is Luth.
The Muth is Luth. Good stuff, buddy. Good stuff. Man, we're flying through these bad boys, guys. Let's get to the Dolphins at the Seahawks.
Over-under for this game is 41.5 points. Vegas have the Seahawks picked to win by 4.5, and I'll take the Seahawks here to get the dub over Skylar Thompson.
I'm also going to take the Seahawks because I just don't know what's going to happen on the Dolphins, man.
Yeah, man, I think the only way the Dolphins win this game is if Devon Achane just does what Devon Achane does and goes crazy. But this Seahawks defense is not your average defense, and they typically have a good defense, but their defense is looking really good this year. So jumping into my Dolphins starts, I'm not starting Skylar Thompson unless I absolutely have to. Devon Achane, you got to fire this dude up. I think there's going to be a lot of check downs, a lot of screen type plays. Skylar Thompson can't really get deep with the ball. They're worried about interceptions. Raheem Mostert is doubtful, which makes me like Achane even more. And Tyreek Hill, I'm firing him up. Tyreek Hill could get an 80-yard touchdown and 2 receptions all day, and that still be relevant enough for fantasy. But I'm not starting Jalen Waddle, man. I'm too worried with Skylar Thompson at the helm. But Jonnu Smith is one of those guys I think will be a top 15 tight end. Now, what does that look like this week? Well, who knows? But I think he'll be a top 15.
I like it, Trey. I like it. Look, it makes you wonder about the Dolphins. Like, you took Skylar Thompson is your quarterback, okay? Tua is very injury prone, but you have Skylar Thompson, and then you're like, we need to pick up another quarterback stat. You know what I'm saying? Why don't you have a better, more serviceable backup then? Why did they let go of Josh White?
Mike White, yeah.
Mike White.
That's what I was just about to say. They got rid of Mike White, who is like the greatest backup out there, and it's devastating to me. But you know what? One thing I want to say is stat I heard earlier. It's a crazy stat. So Tua averages 6.5 yards of offense when he's out there, right? Skylar Thompson averages 4 yards per play. So when you're like, 4 yards versus 6.5, that's really not that big of a difference, right? The difference is the best team in the league and the worst team in the league. The best team in the league averages around 6.5 yards per play, and the worst team in the league averages 4. So you're going from the best team in the league to the worst, Tua to Skylar.
Insane, buddy. Insane. Yeah. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. So now they got what? Skylar Thompson, and then they got Huntley, and that's it right now?
Right now, yeah.
Oh, man.
I think Huntley will start next week.
I'm just saying, Tom Brady's got a house in Miami. Would you like to see a 46-year-old Tom Brady come out and throw a pass to Tyreek Hill?
He's making way too much money, man.
I know. It sucks. It would be cool to watch. At least he stays in Florida. It'd be hard to watch him on another team, though.
No doubt. But let's get to our Seahawks starts. Geno Smith in Superflex leagues, I'm happy to start. Kenneth Walker is doubtful. Again, he's probably out. I'll go Zach Charbonnet all day. DK Metcalf, fire him up. Jackson Smith and Jigba, you got to fire him up. And then Tyler Lockett, you can sit him on the bench.
You think Jackson Smith has a good game against that Dolphins team?
Yeah. I do think he has a good game.
Okay. All right. I like it, Trey. I like what you're doing. Let's move on to the next game. We've got the Panthers at the Raiders.
Over-under for this game is 40 points, and Vegas has the Raiders picked to win by 5. The Raiders are going to win this game. I still think that Andy Dalton's going to be great and go off. I think this is going to be an awesome, exciting game, but I'm still going to give the edge to the Raiders.
Still rocking with the Raiders. I really thought you were going to pull that upset alarm and get the Panthers.
Not yet, man. I want to, and I will be rooting for the Panthers in this game, but like if I'm putting money on this game, I'm still going to go Raiders.
There's a few kind of weak quarterback matchups this week, right? We got Minshew against Andy Dalton. We got what There was another one we just did. What was it? It was terrible. Skylar Thompson or which one was it?
I mean, Skylar Thompson, Geno Smith is not a tough quarterback
Malik
matchup.
and Will Levis.
Yeah, Malik and Will Levis.
That's the one, dude. A few weak, not very good quarterback matchups this week, but hey, they could turn into good games still.
Sounds like a good game to start up a defense.
Exactly. Yeah, lots of sacks in that game. Let's get to some Panthers starts. Start Andy Dalton in a super flex.
All day.
Deontay Johnson is worth firing up. Adam Thielen is a good start this week.
Sure.
I like it. And obviously in those deeper leagues is where you're going to be starting a guy like Thielen. And it's just because I'm just feeling like Andy Dalton's going to do good.
You got a feeling.
Let's get to some Raiders starts. Gardner Minshew in Superflex again. Start Devontae Adams. Start Brock Bowers, Trey.
You got to.
Zamir White? I don't like it. What do you think?
I don't like it, but you can flex him.
You think so? Yeah, okay.
Panthers D.
Panthers D. Let's go, baby. Let's keep it moving, baby, to the next game. We've got the 49ers at the Rams for a banger of a matchup.
Yeah, should be. Over-under for this game is 43.5 points. Vegas have the Niners picked to win by 7. I'm going to go Niners here. I think that the Rams could easily win this game. I mean, this is a toss-up game for me with all the injuries on both sides of the ball, but I'll go Niners.
I'm going to rock with the Rams because of Stafford. That's the only reason. I feel like the QB experience is more there.
Yeah, man, but jumping to my Niners starts, Brock Purdy. I mean, in single quarterbacks, I would be, I would be a little timid to start him, but you can fire him up. Jordan Mason, you got to fire this dude up. Deebo Samuel is out. Brandon Ayuk's playing, but I think that my start of the week, Jawan Jennings, is going to go off in this game. You got to fire him up. George Kittle is doubtful. I don't think he'll play. And so in deeper leagues, I like a little Kyle Juszczyk. Okay. Fire that boy up at a flex. I think Juszczyk is going to be going off in this game.
You're probably right. Yeah, you think the use gets a touchdown at least?
Yeah, I think it gets used.
Oh, yeah, I mean, Kittle's out. They're all out.
Yeah, Debo and Kittle are out. I feel like that's set up for Juszczyk to go off.
This game should have been a banger, huh?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's supposed to be, but everybody's hurt.
This is like a Sunday night football game that they're glad they didn't put on Sunday night.
You're exactly right.
But jumping to my Rams starts, Matthew Stafford in Superflex, I'm okay. But again, in single quarterback, I'd be a little worried with all the receivers out. Kyron Williams, I think you can fire up, though. Cooper Kupp is out for this game, but he's not on IR. So everybody calm down just a little bit. Demarcus Robinson, I think you can fire him up. Tutu Atwell in a flex situation, I'm okay with. I don't want to start Tyler Johnson, and Kobe Parkinson is a dart throw tight end. That's it for the Rams.
Tyler Johnson's actually been getting a lot of work across the middle, man. I mean, it's been interesting to see Tyler Johnson come.
It's just the Niners defense, man. It's what really stresses me out.
Yeah, I hear you. Demarcus Robinson, wide receiver 1. Can he handle it?
He's going to get some fantasy points.
There you go. That's going to be I still think it'll be an all right game, though. But let's move on to the next game. We've got the Lions at the Cardinals. That's going to be a banger, baby.
Highest over-under on the week, 51.5 points. Okay. And Vegas have the Lions picked to win by 3. I'll take the Lions to get the dub here.
I'm surprised. I really thought you'd take the Cards in that game. I'm going to go Lions as well. But I think it's a toss-up. I think it could go either way.
Man, a lot of times when I think of a really great team having a matchup where they just lost, I always go with that great team.
Yeah, buddy. Let's get to some Lions starts in this game. Start Jared Goff, start Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery. That's one of the only running back duos that you can confidently start both because they both seem to get enough work, man. I love it. Jameson Williams, I feel like you got to keep starting him. You got to. He's been amazing. Okay, Sam Laporta, only because you have to. I mean, as high as you drafted Laporta, you got to draft. You got to. And I know it hurts, and I know it sucks, but just so you know, no other tight ends are doing that great either.
Yeah, that's the only reason I keep starting him.
Exactly, and that is why I almost always punt tight end right there because of the way it's been in the NFL since. And another reason why tight end premiums are starting to grow.
Yeah.
And of course, you cannot forget to start Amon-Ra St. Brown, Trey.
Amon Ra.
Yeah, get an Almond Raw chant. We ain't had one of them in a while. Let's get to some Cardinals starts in this game. Kyler Murray, Marvin Harrison Jr., James Conner, got to keep firing up. And Trey McBride, baby.
Yeah.
Start him up.
Start him.
Hey, what is happening over on YouTube? Brew All-American. Full PPR. I need a wide receiver and a flex. Olave, Godwin, and James Conner.
You're putting Godwin in your wide receiver, and you're flexing James Conner, baby.
I'm with you 100% of the way. Thank you for the question, man, guys. Don't forget to hit the like button, man. Subscribe to Fourth and Flex. We're busting out fantasy knowledge like something that busts a lot, okay?
Let's do it.
Let's keep it rolling to the next game on our agenda. We got the Ravens at the Cowboys.
Over under for this game is 48 points. Vegas have the Ravens picked to win by 1. And the poor little Cowboys are going to take another L at home. Give me the Ravens.
Woo. Giving you the Ravens, the 0-2 Ravens. I'm going to ride the Cowboys here, man. I think they're feeling pretty crummy after that game against the Saints. And I think the Cowboys are going to come out swinging, start doing things a little differently, hopefully. Not like that's how the Cowboys generally do. But I'm going to take the Cowboys for the dub this week, Trey.
So how many games do the Ravens have to lose this year for them to move on from Lamar Jackson?
They could lose them all and they wouldn't move on. They paid this man. They're going to keep using this man. They'll give him excuse after excuse. Okay.
They'll just fire the head coach, right?
The O-line and this and that, I mean, yeah, I don't think so. Real quick before we get to the Ravens starts here, somebody over on Twitch, I am Murr. What's happening, man? We love Twitch viewers over there. Nico Collins, Zay Flowers, Jamison Williams, Pickens, sit one.
Oof.
Yeah. That's a good one. We never get sit questions. Always starts.
Yeah, I love all these, but I'll sit Zay Flowers.
I'm sitting Pickens, I think.
I think Pickens goes off this week, man.
Do you? Oh, God.
Against that Chargers secondary.
Oh, yeah. I could see it. Beautiful stuff, buddy. Who we got starting in the Ravens game this week?
Ravens starts. You're firing up Lamar Jackson. You're confidently starting Derrick Henry. I know it's not looked great, but this defense for the Cowboys, Derrick Henry's going to run on them, man. Zay Flowers, you can start up, and then Mark Andrews, start him. And Isaiah Likely, he likely will get some work.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy how they're maneuvering here, but like again with the tight end position, like either one of these guys are probably going to be a top 15 tight end with 4 catches.
Here's the thing, man. Likely goes off in week 1. Mark Andrews does great in week 2, and Likely doesn't. It's just like I don't want any part of that, man. I just don't want to play that game over there.
I feel you.
What's up in Dallas, Trey?
On my Cowboys starts, Dak Prescott, you're firing him up. Rico Dowdle is listed as the RB1 with Zeke behind him. So I don't want to start either one of these guys.
No.
CeeDee Lamb, you're going to fire him up. But I'd be timid to start Brandon Cooks. I don't want to start Jalen Tolbert, even though I really like him as a player. And Jake Ferguson is back and ready to go, so fire him up.
Let's go, Jake Ferguson. Yeah, baby, I'm ready for you, buddy. Hey, over on YouTube, Lil Cartwheel. I wonder if he's a hip-hop artist. I like that, Lil C. Lamar or Burrow this week?
Man, I'm still going Lamar Jackson.
Okay, I'm with you. I feel like the legs, the wheels is what does it for me too, Trey.
Yep.
Let's get to the next game. We've only got a few more games left. Guys, don't forget to hit the like. Don't forget to subscribe. And don't forget to throw your fantasy football questions down in the comments so we can help you with these starts and sits for this week.
Do it.
But let's move it on to Sunday Night Football. Yay, we get the Chiefs in Sunday Night Football. Can't wait.
Woo!
We got the Chiefs at the Falcons.
Over under for this game is 46.5 points. Vegas have the Chiefs picked to win by 3.5. But what's the over under on the comments about Patrick Mahomes and Taylor Swift? It's just Sunday Night Football with the Chiefs is always just the most annoying. You almost have to watch it on mute.
I like Chris Collinsworth, but when Mahomes throws the ball in the dirt, he's like, "This is actually a great move by Mahomes." He saw the coverage coming and stacking against him, so he threw the ball directly at the face of someone in the audience. Great stuff, Patrick
Mahomes. Drops a fumble, and he's like, Mahomes actually dropped this fumble because his offensive receivers are performing poorly, and he wanted his defense to get a shot.
A lot of people don't know this, but he just ate popcorn right before this play. The ball was slippery. This was a great move by Patrick
Mahomes. Anyway,
but let's get to some Chiefs starts, Trey. Wait, who'd you taking the dub?
We didn't talk about it yet, but I'll take the Falcons, baby. Kirko Chains upsetting the champs.
God, upset alert. Trey, pulled the alarm. I don't know, man. Patty Mahomes against Kirk Go Chains.
You know what? Sunday Night Football really honestly hurts it, in my opinion. I think if this was a 12 o'clock game, the Falcons could definitely win. I'm still going to go Falcons, but Patrick Mahomes is Sunday Night Football. You know, if it's close, he's hey, but Kirk is that 2-minute drill man.
Yeah. I'm going to take the Chiefs. What'd you say earlier? Begrudgingly, which I don't think is the right word. But
begrudgingly,
okay.
No, it's right. It's right.
I think is a different word. I cannot think of it at this moment. But let's just move on and get to some Chiefs starts here. Start Mahomes, even though he hasn't been top 10. He hasn't been. I think he's like 14 right now, bro. It's been rough, dude. Throwing picks like they're going out of business. But I still start him. This is a question that's been on a lot of minds. We've been getting a lot of questions about the Chiefs backfield.
Yeah.
Is it going to be Carson Steele? Is it going to be P. Ryan? I think I'm starting Carson Steele in a flex. If I've got another option, I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait and see what it looks like. But it just feels like Carson Steele is going to get most of the work. P. Ryan's going to get some of the pass catching. If you're full PPR, Trey says go P. Ryan. But I'm rolling with Carson Steele. Rashee Rice, you can start him up. Xavier Worthy, start him up. And Travis Kelce, again, the tight end position hasn't looked great. So you're going to continue to start Travis Kelce and hopefully he does Kelce things.
Yep.
Let's go to the Falcons now. Start Kirk Cousins and Bijan Robinson. Start Drake London. And this brings me to my start of the week, Darnell Mooney. What? Who is this? Darnell Mooney, baby. Only 41% rostered, but he's got some chemistry with your guy, Kirk Chains, okay? Look, he's looking renewed on a new team where he's starting to – he's not on the Bears. The Bears have killed a lot of careers, and Darnell Mooney was almost one of those guys, okay? He never was able to reach his full potential on the Bears. And now that he has a quarterback that knows what he's doing, has played this game for a long time, I think Darnell Mooney is about to start going off, Trey.
I like it.
In full PPR, he's going to be a target monster. Mark my words. Number 11, Darnell Mooney. Number 11 on your programs. Number 1 in your hot. Okay. And Kyle Pitts is startable this week, Trey.
Yeah.
Kyle Pitts in prime time. It's going to be good.
That scares me, actually.
Oh, man. Hey, another Ruby over on Twitch. Ruby Supreme. What's up, man? I need a wide receiver help. So who should I trade? Jordan Mason, Barkley, Gibbs, or James Cook?
Well, you don't need running back help. That's super solid. I would try to trade Jordan Mason over all these guys because Christian McCaffrey is going to be coming back. But you have, Barkley and Cook. You could potentially trade Gibbs and be fine. But, I would go out and try to get me like some Jordan Mason for Chris Godwin. Something like that. Absolutely. I think that's a solid trade, and I think you win that one.
Absolutely, yeah. I agree with you 100%, dude. Jordan Mason is the name is hot right now, and he's played very well in Christian McCaffrey's absence. So you need to just ride that thing and get rid of Jordan Mason because, and I don't like getting rid of Gibbs. I like having him as backup. Barkley could easily go down. James Cook something could happen with him, or vice versa, and having that backup guy. And having maybe options each week too is good too. So I like it, Trey.
As a matter of fact, you go to the person who has Christian McCaffrey on their bench right now, offer them Jordan Mason for their best wide receiver.
Ooh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That'll be a happy person. Unless you are that person, right? But I guess they would
but
tell
if
us.
you got Barkley, Gibbs, James Cook, Christian McCaffrey, I mean, come on.
You're right. You
don't need a wide receiver. Leave it blank.
Yeah. That's why their running backs are so stacked because why their wide receivers hurting because their running backs are so stacked.
Sure.
Oh man, got a questions on Twitch today, man. I'm loving the Twitch love, man. Don't forget to follow us over there on Twitch, man. And hey, I know y'all still watching over there in TikTok land. Don't forget to tap that screen, baby, and show your boys some love, man. All right, that's it. Let's get to the next game.
Let's do it.
Let's get to the first of 2 Monday Night Football games.
Gross.
We got the Jags at the Bills, Trey.
Over under for this game is 45.5 points. Vegas have the Bills picked to win by 5. And if I were to say that the easiest win to pick this week, if the Bucs weren't playing the Broncos, I would go this game, and I would say that the Bills are going to get the dub here, no problem. Yeah, I think like the Bucs Bills money line is free money as a parlay. So I would probably bid against that.
Yeah,
since I just said it.
So yeah, I like it. Yeah, parlay Bucs Bills. Yeah, probably. Yeah, I like it, man. I'm taking the Bills also. I mean, it just feels right, Trey.
I mean, not a lot of meat on the bones with that bet, but it's free money.
Free money. Yeah, it's probably like minus 250.
Yeah. You got to spend $250 to get $5.
Yeah, exactly. Who you got in the Jags game, Trey?
Jumping to my Jags starts, we've got Trevor Lawrence, who begrudgingly, again, good word of the day. In Superflex leagues, I'm willing to start, but single quarterbacks, I'm not. ETN, I think you can fire him up. Tank Bigsby is questionable, so it might give him a little bit more work. Christian Kirk, man, wide receiver 1 for this team, but can't catch the ball. So I'm going to sit him. And I'll start Brian Thomas Jr., sorry. And then Evan Ingram is questionable. If this man is ready to go, you fire him up. I don't care what the first 2 weeks look like.
I like it. I like Evan Ingram a lot. If he is, I agree with you. I agree with you on all that. I just want to see begrudgingly in the dictionary. It says, and this is the word I was looking for, was reluctantly, but it says reluctantly or resentfully. So
yeah, resentfully.
You were 100% right on that. Yeah. Just wanted to put that out there in that world. I like it, Trey. I like your Jag starts there.
No doubt, no doubt. Kids, go home. Tell your parents you learned a new word watching fantasy football.
Yes, sir.
Jumping to my Bills starts. Josh Allen, you're firing him up. James Cook, you got to fire this man up. Khalil Shakir is fine to start. Dalton Kincaid doing his thing. Start him up. Keon Coleman had 1 target last week. Keep him on the bench. Or drop him. I'm not opposed. Yeah. And Dawson Knox, I wouldn't start him, but if you're hurting a tight end, he might get some work. He got some work in week 1, not no work last week. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, Keon Coleman, man, that's really sad. And I'm not even going to mention Curtis Samuel. So
I know. I was gonna say, what about Curtis Samuel? But you were ahead of me on that.
I knew I would hear his name in your head, and I was like, I don't even need to talk about it.
Get out of my head, bro. Get out of there. Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, I really think that like the first Bills game was a good one. I mean, they were going full speed, but the second one was kind of a weird blowout. James Cook is the man one, so we didn't get a lot of action out of a lot of these wide receivers. Now, I think this one we're going to get more action. Now, I'm not saying start these guys because, I mean, you could lose a week on a bad one. I'm just saying that I think that these wide receivers have a better week. I'm talking Curtis Samuel. I'm talking Keon Coleman. I really think they have a better week.
Just so you know, Curtis Samuel is listed as a second string wide receiver. He's not even the 3.
I mean, I hear you.
He was at the beginning of the season, though.
I know.
So to me, that means he is falling further in their rankings.
I know. It's like the heel injury or the turf toe is really held him back, but like he hasn't missed a practice over it. So
start playing on grass.
Yeah, I guess so.
Don't worry about that turf.
Let's get to the last game here. I hate when they do 2 Monday Night Footballs. Like
I do too, man. It's just it's like what I need red zone.
Yeah.
Give me red zone if it's got more than one game at the same time.
Exactly. I need to, I mean, you could do the dual screen thing, but that never is good for me. That never works out great.
No, I need somebody doing a play-by-play and then jumping and being like, oh, they're in the red zone over here. Let's check that. Oh, we're going back.
I love Chris Hansen.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Good stuff.
Why not do red zone on Monday night for 2 games? What's it going to hurt?
Yeah, I guess so. Let's see here. Before we get to the next Monday Night Football game, little cartwheel popping in the comments. Loving the stream. I'm new to fantasy. How's my starters for this week? I have Lamar, Connor, Jacobs, Lamb, Flowers, Laporta, Jameson.
You're doing great, Lil Cartwheel. That's a great starting lineup.
Listen, Lil Cartwheel, are you messing with us? Are you really new to fantasy football? Because you drafted a banger.
Well, and typically though, new people that are in fantasy probably are an 8-man league. But it's still a banger of a starter roster.
I like it. Who's your backup? You have a backup quarterback, Lil Cartwheel? Who is it? You got Lamar as your starting quarterback. I just want to know if you got a backup and who it is. Let us know. Travis Sumter, I see you over there hitting them hearts, baby. I love you out there, buddy. I see you. Let's get to the last game on the list. Guys, if there's any more fantasy football questions, I need you to throw them down in the comments for us so we can get to them. But Monday Night Football ×2, we got the Commanders at the Bengals.
Over-under for this game is 47 points. Vegas have the Bengals picked to win by 7. That's a big spread for a Bengals team who has not been great to start. I will take the Bengals to the dub, but I don't think it's by 7.
I will take the Bengals also to get the dub. Lil Cartwheel says his backup is Burrow, by the way.
Yeah, buddy.
As you're like in your head talking crap on Burrow, just saying.
Hey, but he's starting Lamar over Burrow, which is what we said to do, so I like it.
You show right. And I am in an 8-man league.
See? We know our stuff here at Fourth and Flex.
That's right. That's right. Okay, let's go to some Commander starts. Start Jaden Daniels, man. He's doing it on his legs, and that's going to help you in fantasy. Brian Robinson Jr. is not looking bad. He does this every year, and that's why I like drafting him late in the rounds, because he does do well every year, and everybody's always surprised. He ran for like 150 yards last week, Trey.
Yeah.
So start Brian Robinson. A touchdown in that makes an amazing game.
Huge.
I also like starting Austin Eckler. They're starting to figure out how to use him. Every time Eckler has his moments, he gets the ball, he makes something of it, okay? He's smart running the ball and catching the ball. I like Austin Eckler starting here. And Zach Ertz, you could start Zach Ertz up.
Yeah.
100%. All right, let's go to the Bengals starts. Start Joe Burrow, but not over Lamar Jackson. Start Zach Moss. I know Moss hasn't looked. He had an all right week 1. Week 2 was okay, but I like Zach Moss as a start this week against the Commanders. Jamar Chase, again, another one that hasn't been great, but I think that the Bengals are starting to rise up. They got Higgins is expected to play. I think you start Higgins and Jamar if Higgins plays. I mean, obviously you're going to start Jamar either way, but I like starting both of these guys if both of these guys are playing. Mike Gesicki is questionable, but I think you could start him up in the tight end slot. But sit Chase Brown, the guy that everybody was like, this is going to be the guy coming in the season.
Everybody but me, baby. Zach Moss all day.
I was on the Zach Moss too, baby. I was on it too. Great stuff, Trey. Great stuff. How you looking in your leagues?
Yeah, man, I'm looking pretty good. 2-0 in a couple, 1-1 in another, but none of them I'm 0-2, which I'm proud. I'm proud of that.
Yeah, that's good. That's great. I love it. I love it a lot. Guys, I can feel your eyes out there in YouTube land and Twitter land looking at this fine piece of belt right here. That is the official Fourth and Flex Fantasy Football Podcast belt, okay? And this is from our guys over at Pro Am Belts. If you go down in the description, man, you can check out their website. They make custom belts, okay? And if you use the promo code 10OFF, you're going to get 10% off of that custom belt, okay? They made this thing for us, and I designed it completely. Like, me and Trey got together, put our heads together, and we figured out what we wanted it to be, and we couldn't be happier, man. It's amazing quality. It's sturdy. That thing is fantastic, Trey. Don't you agree?
Fantastic.
He loves it. I love it. Pro-Am Belts. It's down in the description, man. Check them out. Good stuff going on over there. And don't forget, man, that we do have a community of people here that want to help you with your fantasy football league. You can be a part of that community. You can become a flexaholic and join the family, baby, okay? Come flex with us. You're going to get some one-on-one coaching with your team. I'm talking to you, Lil Cartwheel. You get some one-on-one coaching. You're going to get a lot of good stuff from you guys over here. Some swag, some custom videos, all kinds of good stuff. Showing some love for your boys over here at Fourth and Flex, Trey.
Do it.
Let's go, baby. Let's go. Thank you guys so much for watching. And we shall see thee on the next one.
Peace.
balls to steal this guy. He's got big balls.